Hello and welcome back to the Caring Message Market Show with Krista Tressa, your Christ-centered caring messenger copywriter. So, hey, good to have you back. This show, right, is for the entrepreneurial spirited individual who is passionate about infusing their faith into the marketplace and creating greater kingdom impact in and through their life and business. All right, so we're going to keep these short. This is actually episode 6, short, digestible, 5 minutes or less. Tangible things you can take out into the marketplace with you. And today's reflection point, we're going to focus on this acronym for team, right? T-E-A-M, right? And are you a team player? And I'm going to just be looking a little bit at scripture verse Luke 6:12-16. I'm not going to read it in today's episode. You can go read that for yourself. That's in the New Testament. But the idea behind my episode today is over the weekend, I just listened to a wonderful and inspirational speaker, Woody Dantzler. Maybe some of y'all know him. He played for Clemson football team, and then he went on to the big leagues, and I think he played for the Dallas Cowboys, and then I think the Chicago Bears, something like that. Anyway, so he's a lot of things, but he's also a Christian and inspirational speaker. Anyway, so his sermon presentation was about all being a team player, and it just resonated with me. And I think, we can all talk about it. Obviously he said it from more of a biblical viewpoint, but I think it can resonate with both biblical and world views. So, yeah. So let's just dive in, right? We're going to go over the acronym TEAM and kind of what he had shared. So T, right, stands for tenacity. And that's kind of funny that he said that word because actually, for me, it was a God wink because I actually use it in my profile on LinkedIn. But anyways, and if you look in the scripture, Luke 6, when Jesus was picking out his 12 disciples, right? And if you look at it from like a business point, like it's very interesting, right? For a team, right? Everybody's got to be aligned and, have the same mission and be, understand the goal and have clarity about, the messaging and what the team, right, is trying to do, just like in football, right? You don't play football with one person. And Jesus kind of did the same thing, right? He picked these 12 dudes, and you can read about their names in the Luke 6:12-16. And they all had, different talents and skills and everything, which is the beauty of a team, right? Because they're all supporting the mission, right? The goal, right? Win the game, or whatever the mission or goal is. So I just like the T, the word tenacity, right? You can look it up in Webster Dictionary, whatever, but it just means like, they don't give up, right? They just like go for it, and sure, sometimes they got to refresh, they got to reset, but they keep going, right? They're tenacious. And then E, endurance. I got to keep watching my time. Goodness gracious. Oh, mercy, I didn't even start it. E for endurance, right? It's a long game, right? Business, life, it's a journey. It's not a sprint by any means. So it's, we're going to need endurance, right? To, if you're in the marketplace or if, anything in life really, but you're going to need the endurance, right? To keep going. So for me, right, that's the power of God, to endure, right? Because trials and tribulations, they come, right? They go, but you're in valleys, but then you're on mountaintop. So that's cool. And then the A in team is application, right? You have to apply what you're learning, all the stuff that we consume, for example, on the, internet, web, YouTube, whatever. It's worthless if we don't do anything with it, right? So application and apply and taking action, to, in football, right, move the ball down the field into the field goal, into the touchdown zone, right? Same in your business, right? You're applying different things to, you know, elevate your profit, to get more clients, to, serve others. And then finally, the end last letter of team, right, is M. And M, in this case, we're talking about meekness. So it doesn't mean like you're, a doormat or anything like that. You're getting walked all over. It's meekness, like you're humble, right? Understanding that you don't know everything, right? You don't have to know everything, right? We're human, right? We make mistakes, but that you're willing to take, you know, look at things from different perspectives and like use your emotional intelligence, right, to understand like where, maybe another teammate or something or person, is coming from. So I just thought that was really cool. And obviously I'm on Team Jesus, but I think you could like relate this to, um, the worldview, and corporate world and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool. Shout out to Woody Dantzler because he did an amazing job. I got to meet his wife and his daughter. Very cool. And yeah, I think we all need, to be on a team, to have someone's, encouragement and support for us. So hopefully this resonated. And I know I went over time. I'm sorry. And then I'll just close, right? How you can support me, be kind, be sweet. You can come to my website, www.carriemessenger.com. You can subscribe to my Carrie Messenger news. If you follow me, you probably do on Substack. Great. Or you're just listening to this. I'm not sure where you're listening to it, what platform. If you want to buy me a pot of coffee, that's great. Just stay strong, be a team player, and I appreciate you. God bless. Bye.